Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's tropical hurricane outlook and discussion for May 16th, 2020. And we have definitely gotten some interesting things happening in the last couple of hours. Invest 90L right here has definitely got better organized as the day has gone on. And let's take a look at what the advisory has to say. All right, this literally came out at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which was literally 40 minutes ago. Data from the Air Force Hurricane Hunters and satellite images indicate that the low pressure system located just off the east coast of east central Florida has become better defined today. In addition, the associated showers and thunderstorms continue to gradually organize. If these trends continue, advisories will likely be initiated on this system as a tropical or subtropical depression later today. Later in the weekend and early next week, the system is expected to move generally northeastward over the western Atlantic near the east of the Carolinas. This system will continue to bring gusty winds and locally heavy rains across portions of east central Florida through tonight. Interest near the North Carolina coast should closely monitor the progress of this storm, as it could produce gusty winds and heavy rains there on Monday. And a tropical storm watch will likely be issued for that area later today. In addition, hazardous marine conditions will spread northward during the next few days, likely causing dangerous surf and rip currents along much of the southeast and mid-Atlantic coast of the U.S. See products from your local National Weather Service office for more details. Another Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate the system this evening. The next special tropical weather outlook on this system will be issued at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time today or earlier if needed. Formation chances through 48 hours high, 100%. Formation chances to 5 days high, near 100%. So this is definitely going to be taking shape. There's no ands, ifs, or buts now. This is definitely going to be happening, according to the National Hurricane Center. And you know, the thing is, this thing is going to be going right over the Gulf Stream. So that's going to give it plenty of fuel to really just ramp up. And, you know, some models are calling for a 60-knot tropical storm, which is nearing hurricane force. Which, you know, which is crazy for May, because whenever in May do you ever get a hurricane that actually might make landfall to an area in the U.S.? You hardly get that, like, ever. Alright, let's take a look at some of the models here. We're going to start off with the GFS. This is the 12Z run for today. And this is valid at 18Z, so, you know, about 4 to 5 hours from now this is going to be valid. And as you can see, this is the system right here where this isotherm is. You can tell that they are trying to wrap around this now, and it's starting to become better defined as time goes on. And let's take a look at where it might be going. As you can see, that's where the isotherms start to really increase. And it looks like it's going to be, according to the GFS, it's going to probably make landfall on the North Carolina coast or the Outer Banks sometime on Monday, maybe going into Tuesday. But I think one of the factors here, we got to wait for this system right here to push its way east, because this is, depending on how fast this system goes, it's going to determine how far west this will go. If it takes longer time to get there, this is going to go more west. If it takes less time to go there, go more east, this is going to be booted out to sea. So, you know, only time will tell if and when that will happen. But the GFS is predicting a landfall on the North Carolina coast within 48 to 50 hours from now. So let's go out in time. 999 storm, that's a pretty healthy tropical storm. That is for sure. This is 996, 997, 999. This has a chance of making it to the northeast coast, which is pretty insane. You don't see or hear tropical systems in the northeast very often. You had Sandy in 2012, but that was like a hybrid storm. It was it had tropical characteristics and not non-tropical characteristics. So, but it made landfall as like a Category 1 right around this area. So, that'll be pretty interesting to see if the GFS comes to fruition with that. And as you can see, it kind of just gets absorbed by this low pressure right here, so it's completely just like gone now. Let's move on to 120 hours and see if there's anything else we need to be paying attention to. No, not really. 120 hours, which is 5 days out, doesn't show anything going on here. Alright, let's take a look at the Euro. This is initiated at 12Z this afternoon, and the Euro has it right here, in between, right over Grand Bahama. So this is about 60 miles from the east coast of Florida, give or take, like 10 miles. So it has a 1010 millibar pressure low system. And yeah, let's see where it goes from here. 24 hours out. It's hardly moved. It's moved some, but that's still a pretty slow pace. And it's at 109 millibars. So it went down a millibar, but the Euro's not really picking up on this thing very good. And here's 48. Now this is where it comes close to the GFS. This is about 40 miles from the GFS. Maybe 50. So that's like the closest approach that the Euro has. So let's go out in our 24. Yeah, and 72 hours it gets its act together a little bit. So it's a tropical storm here, but no threat to land because it's already getting booted out by low pressure system here. And by 96 hours it's over here, so it's taking a really sharp right hand turn, going right out into the Atlantic. It looks like it might be moving southeast from there, which is kind of interesting. So the Euro has some weird stuff going on with this storm, to say the least. Alright, let's look at the Canadian model real quick. And the Canadian model doesn't really show much of anything, just a lot of swirly rain bands, nothing consolidated at all. So let's go out through time. About 18 hours from now, it starts to get its act together. And that's a tropical depression at least. Yeah, you see, this is the weird thing, because now all the models are trying to get more towards landfall near North Carolina, which is concerning. If this thing really decides to want to ramp up, like really good out of nowhere. So let's keep going with this. "90 hours out, it's mostly gone out of the picture. Yep, and that's 5 days out. So not much of anything. But at that point, but the North Carolina coast, every model has this coming near the North Carolina coast, so they really need to pay attention to this. Like really good, because we don't know how strong or how weak this storm is going to be. We know 100% certain that this is going to be forming into a tropical depression or tropical storm here today. Alright, let's take a look at the icon model. The icon model has it right around here, because you can see the closed off isotherm. Alright, let's move this out in the sun. This only goes into 3-hour increments, so this might take a little bit. Alright, 24 hours, we see it's at 1,009 millibars here on the icon, which is a tropical depression or a low-end tropical storm. Let's go out another 24. Oh yeah, that is definitely a tropical storm that's going to be making landfall around the Outer Banks. That's definitely going to bring a lot of rainfall to North Carolina and Virginia. Yeah, it's looking very interesting now. Let's go out through time. You know, all these every model with the GFS is showing it going out to sea before it hits the northeast coast. The GFS has it going right into Massachusetts. As what, we don't know yet, but you know, Massachusetts is definitely, if it comes to fruition what the GFS is showing, it's definitely going to get some rainfall and some winds. Then like by like 90 hours in, it's already gone from the picture, and we have nothing to worry about 5 days out. So you know, this storm has gotten everybody's attention because, you know, this is the 6th year in a row that we have had pre-season tropical, you know, disturbance weather systems to affect the United States or the Atlantic, which is pretty unprecedented. You know, some people think that, you know, the NHC should, you know, decide to whether they should, you know, turn the hurricane season, the beginning earlier, like May 15th, just like the Eastern, you know, Pacific hurricane season. You know, and I kind of agree. If this trend keeps continuing and we keep on getting May storms, I really think they should do that. So the last thing I want to look at is the visible satellite imagery. Yeah, we gotta wait for it to load. Yeah, come on, buddy, you can do it. Anyways, this is the circulation right here, and as you can see, the blow up of thunderstorms is getting more and more organized as the time goes by. And it's looking pretty good right now. It's looking alright. We're starting to get those fanning out features for this storm. You know, as this continues to just wrap around itself and get better organized. When it gets up to here, this is probably when it's gonna become a tropical storm, because we gotta wait. We gotta kind of wait for this this warm front to exit stage north for it to become super organized. And you know, I mean, it's already organized right now, but to farther organize it to the point, you know, where they can pull the trigger on it being a storm. Anyways, that's all I have for right now. If anything changes tonight, I will be making another update video. Alright, take care of you guys, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.